Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Bruce McDonald. Oh, that volume's a bit low. Why does this? Oh, okay, I know why. One moment, please. Hmm. Sorry, folks, I didn't see this coming. I just hang on a second. No, it's just so low. I got to go into the sound settings here. I broadcast from different locations, so I have to go looking for things. So, 1 second, please. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Testing. Yeah, there we go. Testing. 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 One. No, I'm too hot. Testing. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Boy, I'll tell you, there's just no end to surprises in this podcasting world, is there? I think that I'm going to just begin with some high weirdness. I am live, yeah, I can see it there. Yeah, let's start with this, folks, okay? Just to set the tone.
Nobody was quite sure how Crow was born.
Nope, I can't do that. I haven't set up the headphones yet. I gotta just go in cold here. Alright, it is what it is. How are you? I am Bruce McDonald. This is the Telemancer Review. 2 minutes and some odd seconds in. 9:36 p.m. The 20th of January, 2025. And I titled today's podcast A New Day. Now, before I get into it, I just want to mention something. It's a little bit weird, being in the public, doing the kind of podcasting I do, saying the kinds of things I do. Certainly, there's no big numbers in what I do. You all are fairly well aware of what my numbers are. They're not stellar, not legendary, but those who like me a lot, and that makes me feel good. And I woke up this morning and there was a comment on a video. I think it was the first in the Land and Man series. Some of you may have seen it. I took it down, though. The YouTube account was called Bear Trap Studios. And the comment was, "Hi Bruce, are you still selling drugs with the cartels?" And it was eerie. So I thought, well, who would say this? So I went to the YouTube site, and there were about 4 or 5 playlists, probably all in about 700-800 videos, a lot of songs, you know. And then I checked the origin date of the YouTube channel, and it was December 28, 2024. Comment came in yesterday, which is the 19th. There's 31 days in December, which means that this person created a website, a YouTube site, put somewhere between 500 and 700 videos on it in the form of 5 playlists. To what end, I don't know. I mean, there's no views on the videos. Very weird. Very weird. It almost has like an AI feel to it, but it is an AI. And then the comment. They know my name. And are you still selling drugs with the cartels? Which is a very bizarre thing to say. And I don't know, I would describe it as reckless and stupid, you know? Anyways, this is just part of being in the public, you know? Just part of being in the public. So we're in a new day. Almost like a jubilee, 2025. And Trump is definitely not disappointing, even on his first day. It looks like he may well go ahead with his tariffs. He said February 1st, they interviewed him. He's it's just strange. And we know he's not alone. You know, you don't get to the White House alone. This much we know. You cannot get there alone. And I'm not talking about the MAGA faithful. I mean, to even end up on a ballot, the people voted him in. But you don't end up on a ballot alone. You have to, in some way, shape, or form, be aligned with, in agreement with, in contract with, sponsored by, promoted by, or under the wing of a rather significant power group on the planet. And power would be influence and capital, and the ability to both win support and leverage support. Now, we know he's got some of that now. A lot of the tech people are with him now. Mark Zuckerberg has gone with Trump. fought him tooth and nail the first term, and, you know, does a Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you guys saw Mark Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan. He seems a little bit more human now. Not quite as alien. Not quite as robot-y. Let's take a look. Here it is. I got a short clip here I can play. Rogan calls out Mark Zuckerberg. Hang on a second.
Yeah, but you were...
It's just one of the short 5-minute ones. Let me just see if I can get my audio here. Do I have desktop audio? I do. What is the desktop audio? Yeah, we'll grab this. I think that'll work.
Yeah, but you were just lying to us about this, that, and the other thing. And now I'm supposed to believe you're one of the good guys. You're one of the straight shooters now.
Yeah.
Well, getting back to the original point, yeah, but you were just lying to us about this, that, and the other thing. And now I'm supposed to believe you're one of the good guys. You're one of the straight shooters now.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. So you got Zuckerberg again. I mean, I hate to keep banging the same drum, but Jewish. You know. Now, this is not to say that all the American Jews are behind Trump. Many of them are not. The Hollywood type doesn't seem to be behind him. I don't know why. But a lot of them have flipped. A lot of them have flipped. And you look at all the things that happened to make this happen. You know what I mean? I don't think they would have flipped without October 7th. Because October 7th, 2023, yeah, it's been that long. It's been that long that this disaster's been going on in Gaza and in the region. This expansion to the Greater Israel Project. But the Biden administration didn't seem to be too much in favor of it. I mean, there was definitely weapons given, you know, and money. We can't say Biden was not in favor of it or again, but he didn't do anything to stop the protesting, the campus protesting, all of these sorts of things. And that diversity, equity, and inclusion thing didn't last too long when chancellors of universities started endorsing pro-Palestinian causes, did it? Suddenly, black women who had gotten through the vetting process to get the job in the first place were suddenly, miraculously, by the, I guess you could say, the miracle of Jewish research, were exposed to be plagiarists. Very serious accusation in the academic world, by the way. Okay? Plagiarism in the academic world is like counterfeiting in the painting world. Right? Creating a fake Van Gogh. Okay? Which you can only do if the original is hidden or will never see the public again. That's how serious plagiarism is in the academic world. But somehow, miraculously, they got through the vetting process to get the job. The plagiarism wasn't discovered, but you cross the Jews, and suddenly the plagiarism is on NBC News, ABC News, CBS News, Fox News. And this uppity black woman who stood up for the Palestinians has to go. Isn't that amazing? Now here's the question. Did they find the plagiarism, or did they always have it as leverage to keep her in line? She crossed the line, and they applied their leverage. Is it a window into how the whole world works, where the plagiarism accusation in the case of the dean of Harvard University was known to the powers that be, could be used at any time, and was there to keep her in line, or at the very least, to keep her open to the suggestions of outsiders, like, can you please crack down on these Palestinian protesters? Is it that simple? Is it that transparent? And then that kind of leverage just goes up a ladder until it's fucking and killing kids on tape? Which I'm pretty sure they have on Trudeau. Who's probably one of the vilest people out there, by the way. Knowing what we know about his father, do you think, you think he's better or worse than his father? He's probably worse. Now I know I consistently said on this show that Trump-Vance was the correct vote, and I don't redact that. I don't. I stay there. But, I mean, it is literally day one. And I already have what I could only describe as an icky feeling. A bad feeling. Now, 2025 is going to be a year of unprecedented balancing of accounts. We all have energetic accounts. Okay? You are going to see very weird things happen in 2025. Let's say, for example, you have a feud with somebody. Or you had a feud, a disagreement with somebody, and it could be 10, 15 years ago. And you think it's all forgotten, it's water under the bridge. You don't talk to the person anymore. It's just something you went through. The person doesn't seek you out, you don't seek them out. And it could be anybody. Could be anybody. It could be any circumstance I could be talking about here. Could be a former business partner, could be a former friend, could be a former neighbor. But I predict that in 2025, a lot of these bear pits in your life, and a bear pit is just, you dig a hole, put some sharp wooden spikes at the bottom, you cover the hole with foliage, you're just walking through the woods, boom, you step on the covering, you think it's earth, you fall through, you get spiked, you're dead. Or if you don't die, sometimes the Vietnamese used to put feces on the end of the spikes, so that if you just got grazed or something, you'd be taken out of action because of the bacteria. You'd have to be in the hospital because human fecal matter got into your bloodstream. And you'd be in the hospital for months on antibiotics if you didn't die. Bear pit. I'm using it as a metaphor. I don't know why I have to give so much detail on a metaphor, but it's just the way the Talamanca review comes out. Let me know if this is the case in the comments, okay? I mean, I know we're just into 2025, but I'm experiencing it already. Now, if I were probably in North America in a big city, I wouldn't know how to put this together. But because I'm practically in a monastery, a consecrated place where outside energies trying to come in here are subject to my examination and scrutiny, and I have the time and disposition to analyze and scrutinize things, I notice it. I notice it very, very clearly. Very weird. Very weird. That, I'll show you. There it is right there, if you can see it. Bear Trap Studios commented, "Hi Bruce, you still dealing drugs with the cartels?" Now let's take a look at this. Oh, I took it off. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can. It's not an image, just copy. Yeah. Now let's just go take a look at this, because this is really interesting. Bear Trap Studios, here it is. He's got no subscribers. Joined December 28th, 2024. You see, it's a cover. There's oh, there's Tom McDonald. See, it's all music. This is 1 year ago. Wow, OBS disconnected there. I wonder what happened. 4 years ago on this video. Building lights, Trump. But these are all amalgamated. They're all amalgamated. It's very weird. It's just weird. You know? Just weird. Oh my God. Did you guys hear that Cliff High's wife died? He put out a missive. A missive is a message. He did it on Substack, and he just basically posted it. Thanks, Santo. Santo is telling me that the live stream seems to be choppy. It's breaking up a bit. Maybe it would help. What? Why am I on a VPN in Jamaica? That is weird. Yeah. Shut down that. OBS Studio disconnected again. Reconnection successful. So he wrote this. It's very short. I'm going to read it to you. And it's It reminds me of that William Butler Yeats line, "A terrible beauty is born." The Black Blade. Our enemy has chosen. This is like a day or two after his wife died. Our enemy has chosen. My work on forecasting these last 32 years has my mind aware, focused, floating on the emerging event stream, out about 2 years or so. It's a peculiar perspective, an odd way to live these last years of this body's life. Such is my path. Every man chooses how they will meet their destiny. That's a horrible line. You meet your fate, you define your destiny. Now, look, I'm not going to edit Cliff High. I respect him too much, and his wife just passed. I'm not going to edit him, but that is some really shitty writing. Our enemy has chosen. Over these last 80 years, the enemy of humanity, those the Wu people call the secret space program, the breakaway civilization, have been offered repeated chances to return, to disengage from their path of abuse. They refused. Their reasons are their own. Our enemy has chosen. We are in it now. The event stream is manifesting the emerging future. Our enemy has made their choice. Now the Wu warriors are making our choices. I choose the Black Blade. No karma accrues. It's a very powerful line. I'll explain it when I'm done reading. No quarter will be asked. None will be offered. That time has passed. Their time has nearly run out. We are engaged. Oni Gaishi Mas. I don't know what the hell that is, but that's all he wrote. Now the Black Blade means fight to the death. And he makes a very powerful statement there. No karma accrues. I'm going to weigh in here. Cliff is telling the truth. You don't have to worry about saving someone's life or the karma involved in taking a life when at this time when it goes this dark. I'm not suggesting you go out and do anything. I'm only validating what Cliff said. Okay? And you can see it coming now. If this does not turn around, if the human heart is not reconsecrated to life, we're going to lose everything. This level of corruption has been deliberately brought about. Okay? Whether Trump can turn it around or not, I don't know. It would be really, really great if he did not appear to be corrupt himself. But it appears as though one day in office, there's already evidence that it might all be about Donald. I won't go into it, but you can do your own research. It has to do with crypto and the Trump coin. Okay? What we need now is moral leadership. And moral leadership means you don't participate, exacerbate, or expand the corruption for your own benefit when you tell us you're making the world a better place by cleaning up your enemy's corruption. What good are the samurai after they kill the ninja if they become as ruthless, exploitative as the ninja? Charge outrageous taxes for their protection. Rape the daughters of farmers. The samurai are no better than the ninja. Yeah. What I think is going to happen in 2025 is the world I live in, my reality. The reality I peeled back writing these books, the reality I've peeled back by consciousness exploration and discipline my whole life. In some measure, the multidimensional reality that is mine is going to become everybody's. No longer will I be the crazy guy. No longer will people I grew up with think, oh, Bruce is a little off. You know? No longer. Because people are going to see for themselves things that they can't explain. The reason the picture's so clear on the Windows box is I'm using my iPhone with the IV cam. I usually just use. And the iPhone camera is much better about picking up the ambient light and filling in the picture. It's a great camera. It's an iPhone 13 mini. But, the camera is almost Hollywood level. Yeah, we're in it now, folks. No more. There will be no conscientious objectors in 2025. Nobody is going to be sitting on the sidelines. Okay? Nobody. We are going to go into it now, and nothing can stop it. What has been an invisible war, and it's been going on for a while now. This is what Cliff means when he says numerous attempts to bring them back into the human fold have been made. Meaning there are groups of human beings who know about this secret society, this breakaway civilization, this lurid, rancid, planetary rabbinical orgy, which is largely what it is, although they're not all Jews. They won't come back. Now I'm going to make a few predictions here. They're going to come to realize that it was a huge error to infantilize us over the last 20 or 30 years. They should have started slowly and deliberately debriefing us on what was going on. Because it's been going on since the end of World War II. Let me see. Okay? So those in the know have a choice. And this goes right back to Eisenhower and everybody in the know since him. Okay? And oh, I didn't spell that right. Oh, that's too long. Let me try X. Sorry, folks. I don't mean to waste time looking for things when I'm supposed to be talking to you folks, but I do actually think this is a bit important. Because I can't put it any more succinctly. You've already heard me say it. Why not get to know a few of my sources? Oh, do you see what Joe Biden did at 11:55 on his last day in office? Pardon Fauci and everybody involved with the gain-of-function research. You can't make this shit up. I dare you to even tie. So, Phil was killed in 1995. Oh, I found it. Persistence pays, folks. Persistence
It's going to
pays.
sound very,
Okay, I want you to listen to this, okay? This is 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Okay? Give it a listen.
I'm going to casually mention to you something that's very scary indeed. And tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5/6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029. U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one. As far as I know,
I gotta play with my mics here, okay? I have to turn off my mic when the video's playing or you're gonna get an echo, okay? He's giving this speech in 1995, and he's telling you the U.S. military has known about it for 45 years. So what's 95 minus 45? It's 50. They've known since 1950. 1950. 5 years after World War II. Okay? Those of you who bought The Devil in Us, a memoir of you and me, go back and reread the chapter 1947. By the way, I'm not trying to put myself up on a pedestal or anything, but the books I write should be read a few times. There's a lot of information in them, and it's put together a certain way that, like a David Lynch movie, the more times you watch it, the clearer it's going to become. And you're going to get something from it every time. By the way, that's the mark of a good book. Okay? Back to Phil.
I know I'm the only person standing before a crowd talking about the alien agenda, secretively. Okay. Back in 1954, I'll give you a quick overview. There was the Greada 1954 treaty where Eisenhower signed a pact with the known alien species of the time. There were 3 at the time. And said that we're going to deal in high technology, but you can take a few head of cattle and a few human beings and you can experiment on them. It's unthinkable. It's stuff straight out of the Nazi death camps, and I'm kidding you not. It's plain BS, and it's got to stop. Now, the Greada 1954 treaty had been violated. After the great firefight, the alien-human war, I am the only living survivor talking about it worldwide at all. Only one. The other 2 are in nursing homes in Canada, and the Canadian government refuses to allow any U.S. people, including myself, to talk to them because they are afraid of kidnap. Probably the reason I got shot to pieces and 11 attempts on my life is I am a direct threat to the entire system. The New World Order, the alien agenda is one and the same. It's world takeover and the decimation of the population of this planet. Now, I'm going to tell you something a little bit different about the alien species. The bad news ones, there are 9 races of alien populations.
All right. Now, isn't that interesting, okay? Now, some of the stuff you gotta put together yourself. I can't remember to say everything, and the way my mind works, some stuff just seems obvious to me and doesn't need to be said out loud. But I'm gonna start breaking my rules because I think it does need to be said out loud. Okay? If what Phil Schneider just said there is true, Chabad Lubavitch is a UFO cult. The Mashiach is the cover story for this. You see where Cliff's going with this now? And I'm pretty much fucking ready for a Black Sword event too. I don't give a fuck anymore. No karma accrues. Okay? And I think this is worth fighting for. Fuck it. What are they gonna do? What can they do to me? Take my job away at the fucking post office? Fuck them. Okay? It's not just them. And it's not the Jews. Okay? It's not the Jews. Jewish, but not the Jews. Just like demonic Pope Francis is not the Catholics. Just like the demonic head of the Mormon Church is not the Mormons. Those are just the various spells they put people to sleep with. And if you're in one of those spells, you're asleep. Okay? No more fucking Mr. Nice Guy trying to make peace with everybody. Oh, you Christians are pretty good. I like what you do. Fuck it! You're being lied to, and you're spreading the lie, you fucking morons. I don't know what's gotten into me tonight. It's just the time. It's just this time. It's just this situation. It's everything. And probably a little bit Cliff High's wife, too, as I mourn with him. That dude's gonna go fucking mental now. He's got nothing to lose. And good on him, man. You know what they call you know what they call a samurai without a master? A ronin. Cliff is a ronin now. Okay? You know, I developed this expression about around 2010. I've known this is coming for a long time. Not the details. The way a spiritual person functions, you get knowledge without detail. It's hard to explain. It's like if you could learn to speak salmon, and you interviewed a salmon who got back to its spawning grounds, dropped its eggs, and then died, because they die after getting back, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. They do. If you could interview one of those fish and say, how did you find your spawning grounds? Do you think they'd be able to tell you? They'd probably say something like, well, I just had this feeling to keep going in this direction. It's one of nature's miracles, like how a bumblebee flies. If by the laws of physics, a bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly. Did you know that? Hummingbirds. Their wings beat I don't know how many times, like... I'll ask. And I'm not going to go minute here, I'm going to go second. How many times does a hummingbird's wings beat a second? .500 and 200 times per second. Second. 1001. In that space of time, a hummingbird's wings can flap 200 times. How's that even possible? How could nature create something in which that would not destroy the joints? We couldn't produce a machine that does that. our technology that has cycles and frequencies that fast is laser-based. It's light-based. It's not mechanical. Mind-boggling. I am telling you, folks, the atmospheric change on day one of the Trump administration is so noticeable. It's like walking out of a freezer in a restaurant into the kitchen. You know, the freezer's 0 or below, and the restaurant or the kitchen is probably 20, 24 degrees Celsius. And the freezer is 0 or -2 or 3. Which would be, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, sorry. But that's how noticeable it is for me. Like a massive psychic shift. Massive psychic shift. They brutally murdered Phil Schneider, by the way. Brutally murdered him. Now, I'm speaking the way I'm speaking tonight to put some fire in you, to give you courage, to give you strength. This is what's called a harangue. Harangue. Look it up. I'm not going to do this one for you. Look it up. Harangue. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I don't think even Cliff High knows. His web bots wouldn't be able to deduce that for him. We win. Humanity wins this battle. Okay? I don't know what the price is going to be. I don't think it's going to be, if you look at us as a collective, I don't think it's going to be that severe. Why do I say that? Because I'll tell you why. What was the population of the planet in 1900? So the world population in 1900 was about 1.56 billion. We're now up to 9. So if we go through a battle that takes away 7 billion, nothing's really lost. Everybody has to die anyways. Amazing, the population boom in the 20th century, eh? And yet they're killing the first world. What sense is that? We're the only culture on the planet that has figured out you can't have 12 kids anymore. Okay? What sense does it make to kill the people that are living correctly the way the world needs to be lived in going forward? Nothing that's happening now is logical, and it's not meant to be logical. It's meant to be chaotic. And a lot of these programs... So Trudeau knows about the depopulation. And once they know, they know. And they go really dark. Because if you don't stand up to something like that, if you don't help the human race... Now, if you were to get into an interview room with some of these people, they'd probably say something like, look, you got to understand, we have no chance. We can't possibly win against these forces we're up against. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. We could ask for help. Okay? You know? The heart is the heart. And the heart, by the way, is universal. It's not just unique to human beings. The heart center, the heart perspective on being alive. It's not just human beings. Many of the advanced races still have this heart center, this sense of universal balance, right and wrong, and are also willing to pick up the black sword for it. The Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Palladians are kind of shitty, actually. Okay? The Palladians are kind of in on this. Michael Horn and Billy Meyer have been talking about a 500 million population on the planet for 50 years. So if you think the Palladians are your friend, they may help you when you die. They've been known to go into nasty areas of the astral and pick people up and get them out. You know, I'm not saying that they're facilitating the depopulation, or they may be involved in it. I don't know. Okay? But we don't have to do this. We never had to do this. Just think. Why didn't anybody in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s come up with a 10-year program to inform the public about this and prove it to them with the recovered technology? Why is this being allowed to happen? Okay? And here I agree completely with Cliff High. It goes back to these rabbis. They want it to happen. Who are the only people on the planet kicking up their heels and dancing about the decimation of the human race? Is it possible the Jews have brokered their own deal with these extraterrestrial forces to get all non-Jews killed and they get the planet? It's entirely fucking possible. Not only that, it's probable. Not possible, probable. Meaning that if there were a book opened up on this and bets were taken, the odds would be in the favor that, yeah, they did this. So if you bet against them doing this, your odds would be like 3-1. You bet $1, you win 3. If you bet they did it, you bet $3, you get 4 back, you win 1. It's probable that this is what's going on. Okay? Now, this doesn't mean that Ben Shapiro or even Rabbi Shmuley know it. Okay? It's honeycombed. You understand? It's honeycombed. Meaning that they push this information out through the Talmud and through the various information sources. They say certain things, what they say come true, and the Jew goes, oh my God, our God is real. He told me this, there's no way he could have known this, and it came true. Ha, Yahweh's real. The Jews get the world. The Mashiach's coming. You see how it works? And I'm telling you this so you don't get angry at these people. Okay? Mind you, it is a little fucking vulgar that the people are cheering the decimation of all other races on the planet other than them after schlepping along for 2,000 years and forcing fucking diversity, equity, and inclusion in populations that they weren't the majority. It's disgusting. But we win. So if we win, what does it mean? I'll leave you to figure that out. I'm Bruce McDonald, and this has been the Talamanca Review.